coming. We'll just make sure this is all working okay and you can hear everything. I think you can. Alright, we're good. We're live, I believe. Well, guys, so it's next up in the marathon that I'm doing in the last couple of days. We've got a PC gaming show. So, you know, no console talk here. This is one for the PC players. Something that I guess recently I've been getting a lot more into than I used to. So yeah, looking forward to seeing what games they got to come up. I'm going to sit back and kind of take a back seat with this one a little bit, because I can't claim to be any expert when it comes down to some of these games, but I certainly know a lot about a few of them. Mad Alex, welcome. Thanks a lot for coming along. Just make sure, hopefully you can hear me okay. They're running through some quizzes at the moment for the people who are sitting in the studio just to play along with, but that's all. Just sit back. Yeah, you're not listening. You're not missing anything. So please, I'm actually streaming this one from Twitch this time, so please make sure that when I do get the sound on, I don't really want, I mean, it's just listening to that guy at the moment.
Back then, Broken Age was still just
and it's a bit dull. So just make sure that you can hear him and me and them equally. I don't want to drown anybody out. So what do we got? What are we going to expect from this show? Well, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds is taking the stage. They're going to be talking about something. Guessing it's a new map or something, or an expansion on the existing game. We already know that they're tied into Microsoft. I believe it's an exclusive, but they're coming on stage anyway, I think, to talk. Total War, we'll hear a bit about that. Battletech, which is a turn-based game, a mech suit kind of game. We'll find out more. Lawbreakers, which is also coming to the PS4, I think. So we're going to see a little bit more about that. That actually looks like a lot of fun. The trailer was really, really good. Argo. We'll find out a little bit more about that. The Last Night, which is a side-scroller inspired by Blade Runner. I think we've seen some footage of that already. My mind is very addled from the last few days. Microsoft are going to turn up, and we've got a bit from 2K Games as well. So listen, there'll be a lot. Hopefully, this will be mainly a games showcase. Microsoft are going to turn up anyway, clearly, because, you know, PCs. So we're going to find out. You're not sure how long you can stay, Epiphany, but welcome anyway. You probably pop in and out. That's cool. This one, I'm going to sort of just take it all in. There should be some good games coming up. But I honestly not got much detail on this one. But this is the first of 3 live streams tonight. Sorry, I must be mad for doing this, but I've been really enjoying it. Tonight, of course, after the PC gaming show, we have Ubisoft at 9 o'clock, followed by Sony at 2 in the morning. Which these next two I'm really looking forward to. This, though, should be a wonderful filler. We get to showcase some of the very best in the PC gaming world. So sit back, relax, and let's watch.
Why do we call it the personal computer? Well, it's not just a box or a station, right? Your PC doesn't exist without you. And you don't just use your PC, you're its keeper. You're responsible for it. PC gamers get their hands dirty. We turn the screws, we clean the fans, we thread the cables. It's got your fingerprints on it, and that has a special kind of pride. We build our PCs, and through them, we build friendships and rivalries. We build communities and our reflexes.
I'm down!
We write
I suspect we'll be seeing a lot of Battlegrounds.
Because we get to decide what experience we want.
Get the hell out of my face.
God bless you, modders. PCs are scaffolding for our imaginations. That's what PC gaming means to us. To build. And to give back to your hobby as much as it gives to you. This is the PC Gaming Show 2017.
Awesome. Let's go. Well, hello, Starry Globe. Welcome to you.
Boys and girls and lovers of games all over the place.
All morning. Yeah, exactly. Wherever you are in the world.
Gaming Show sponsored by Intel. How are you all doing this fine morning? Ah, yes. You're doing woo. That's excellent. I'm your host, Sean Day9 Plot, and if you have never been to this show before, it's simple. We have a slew of incredible guests who are going to talk about all their upcoming games, one after the other. So, I'd like to warmly welcome all of you for coming out to the beautiful Ace Hotel Theater.
Please let me know if you can hear the soundtrack from Twitch itself. If not, just let me know. Let me know the balance is okay.
Being productive and constructive in chat right now. Now, if you're interested in watching in another language, over at PCGamingShow.com, we have German, Spanish, Russian, Chinese. Feel free to head there.
All right, Mark, how you doing, man?
Stay right here for English coverage. And without any further ado, let's find out what's happening this year at the PC Gaming Show.
This is the PC Gaming Show, live from the theater at Ace Hotel in downtown Los Angeles, California. Coming up, Intel explores the future of PC gaming. New announcements from Xbox. Jordan Weissman, the creator of MechWarrior, gives a first ever look at BattleTech's campaign. New footage for Middle-earth, Shadow of War.
Oh, that looked really good yesterday. We saw a bit about that.
New gameplay from Total War Warhammer 2.
Okay, tell me if that's any better now.
New announcements of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. An exciting reveal from Tripwire Interactive. And plenty more. Now, once again, Sean Plott.
Thank you so much, evil omnipotent voice in the sky. Let's talk about our very first game. It is an expansion to the legendary and infamous turn-based strategy game, XCOM 2. Let's take a look.
XCOM 2, oh awesome. I thought they were going to bring something else. Some DLC for this. I actually started playing this recently. Oh good, glad it's better, thanks guys.
You're not supposed to be here. At last, a true battle. If only you knew the truth.
There were 3 resistance groups that we consider a legitimate threat to Advent. Together, they'd make one hell of a fighting force. Too bad they hate each other.
So, you do exist.
They were sent here to purge the lost.
You are safe here.
Thank you, Lisa.
That can't be good.
Advent Hobbit. I suppose we should begin then.
Now the real war begins.
Yeah, it's a really good game. So, War of the Chosen is an expansion. Looks pretty good. Of course, that is not the way the game plays. I don't know if you've ever seen it before. I'm sure you have. In fact, I'll shut up. Most of you guys will know exactly how that game works.
Jake Solomon, pleasure to have you here today.
This is very exciting. We finally get to talk about this. So, yes, I'm very pumped. Thank you for having me.
All right, awesome. Alan, you don't have a PC, but you want to see some new games. Do you know, that's as good a reason as any, because a lot of these are actually compatible with platforms as well, consoles, so don't worry. Some of the games you see here will be on consoles as well, if that's your preference.
Just tons of new toys for players to engage with.
And I understand that it's an expansion that's even larger than any of the ones you've done previously.
Yeah, easily twice the size of the previous XCOM expansion. It is massive.
Well, let's go ahead and start talking about some of the content that's in there. Who are the Chosen?
The Chosen, right? You saw them, they starred in the trailer. So they were designed to be the ultimate enemies of XCOM. They are 3 almost champions of the alien army. And they have 3 very distinct personalities and 3 very distinct fighting styles. And the player is going to get to know those very well because over the course of a whole game, they're going to fight each of those Chosen multiple times. And
the Bethesda stream from last night should be available. They have monetized it all over the shop. It's not, I can't make anything off any of these videos actually, but it's been blocked in Denmark and it's unavailable on some devices. So you might find that it works on a PC, but it won't work on a phone or something like that. That's a possibility, though, Mark.
That's right. And so they always have something new up their sleeve because they're always learning sort of new tricks.
Well, you mentioned the personalities of the different Chosen. Walk me through who the Chosen are and what these strengths and weaknesses might be.
Yeah, so for example, there's the assassin, and her personality is tied up in duty and honor. She feels very honor-bound to serve her masters, her creators, and she does it, of course, by hunting.
Welcome, Eric. So they're talking about XCOM 2. There's a new expansion here.
A natural expression of identity.
We're bringing
start writing this down, really.
Familiar elements from earlier games, yes. And so, but combat-wise, she's a mix of stealth and close-quarters combat, so she can vanish from sight, and she uses that to get in close on the soldiers and use her blade. So, like the other Chosen, she's very powerful, and she has a sort of unique fighting style that the player hasn't seen before.
Hey, all right, Tommy, man. Okay, thanks for confirming that. It does work on PC.
Chosen, mentioned the assassin. Who are the other two?
There's the hunter. That's more of a long-range sniper.
Yeah.
And then we have the warlock, which is, a warlock. So, doesn't he look like a warlock? So yeah, they all have very unique skill sets, and so it's fun to fight each of them.
What about the new tools that players have in order to try to overcome this obstacle of the Chosen?
Yes, so as you saw in the trailer, XCOM is not the only resistance movement on Earth. So in War of the Chosen, you have these 3 factions out there, and like the Chosen, they all have distinct philosophies and distinct fighting styles. But for the player to get access to those, first they have to win those factions over. They have to recruit them to the XCOM cause. But when you do, you have access to the most powerful soldiers we've ever created. So
we're taking a look at the Reaper right now. What's the gameplay of the Reaper?
That's right, the Reapers. So they are sort of stealth marksmen and saboteurs. Then we have the Skirmishers, which are actually defectors from the alien army.
Oh, that makes sense with the art style. Yeah, yeah.
Look at those fingers. Yeah, so they're half alien human hybrids, and they're sort of like single soldier wrecking crews. They're really powerful. And then we have the Templars, and they're the most mysterious of the factions. They are psionic wildlings, and they work a little differently because they build up power over multiple attacks that they can then unleash in more devastating abilities.
So it's sort of like a mini resource management mechanic specifically for the Templar.
It definitely is. There's trade-offs there where as they gain focus, you either want to keep it because it makes them stronger, or you can spend it on these really powerful abilities.
Now, in the trailer, we got the chance to briefly look at the Lost. And though we didn't see them too much, I wanted to get the chance for you to talk about them a little more now. Who are they?
Right, so the Lost, this comes out of the idea that the original alien invasion happened 20 years ago. And in that invasion, the aliens destroyed some of the greatest cities of the world, and we've never been back. So in War of the Chosen, we go back. And what you find there are the Lost, these handsome...
I thought that everyone in the cities died, but apparently they're alive and well. They're doing fine.
Yeah, as you can see, they've weathered the last 20 years really well. So,
I tell you what, they look pretty nice. Hello, Caleb. Welcome to the channel, mate. And thanks for joining us.
But unfortunately, you don't fight single Lost.
Any idea what games are going to be shown here? Well, obviously we've got this DLC, this expansion for XCOM 2. Potentially we're going to see a bit more about Battlegrounds, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, Total War, Battletech, Lawbreakers, which looked stunning actually, Argo, a little bit more about that, The Last Night possibly, and something from Microsoft, but I think we probably know what that is already.
Yeah, they're mindless. So
that might just be that PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds is exclusive to them.
You versus the Advent, the aliens, and then all of a sudden this horde shows up and it throws everybody's plans out of whack. And then you can even have maps where they are chosen, lost. You're fighting the Advent at the same time. And it makes for some very, very beautiful chaos. It is definitely unlike any other XCOM missions you've played.
Well, Jake, you're the first guest out, so I'm going to ask you the big question.
Okay.
When do we get to play it?
We get to play this. War of the Chosen comes out August 29th, so very soon.
Just 2 months.
That's right, very soon on PC, Xbox One, and PS4. So People should follow XCOM on Twitter and Facebook if they want to keep up with all the latest XCOM information.
And Jake didn't want to do this, but I'm going to make him do it. Follow Jake on Twitter. It's at Solomon Jake. Follow him, say hello, and tell him you're proud to be a follower.
Yes, please, thank you. I don't like self-promotion.
Don't worry, I got you covered.
I
At
paid
Jake
Sean
Solomon.
for that. Thank you.
It's at Jake Solomon. At Jake Solomon. Thanks so much for joining me today. Jake
All right,
Solomon,
Lenamus,
creative
welcome.
director of XCOM 2.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming along.
Now, as some of you may know, I am not the only host at this event. Joining me to do all sorts of announcement goodies is a woman named Sonia Reed, but you may know her a little better as OMG, It's Firefox. How's it going, Sonia?
Hi. Thank you, Sean, and hello, you beautiful gamers. And whether you are checking us out online or you're hanging out with us here today, I am super excited to be here and show you guys some awesome games. And you know what? I'm not going to wait. We're just going to get right into it. I want to show you a game called Ooblets. It is going to be coming out early next year.
I've heard of this.
Impressive studio.
Is it Ooblix, did they say?
People called Glumberlands. So it's kind of a mashup between Harvest Moon meets Pokemon meets Adventure Time, but even cuter, if you can imagine that. So I'm going to show you how to grow and customize your Ooblets in this exclusive trailer.
No, it's not for me already. Unless one of these walking vegetables comes out with an AK-47, I've kind of lost interest. But hey, look, you know, why not? Why not give it a go? No, it's rubbish. Gary K, welcome to the stream. Madda, welcome to you too. Yeah, it's a Sony show tonight. Well, we've got two shows after this one. One at 9 o'clock BST. That is Ubisoft, which I'm really looking forward to. I really want to see more about Assassin's Creed Origins. It looked great last night. Plus, of course, at 2 a.m. I'm on a bit of a marathon this evening. We're finishing up with Sony. The Sony press conference. God knows how long that's going to go on, so God knows how long I'm going to have to be up for. I've already lost so much sleep the last couple of days. But yeah, so this is called Ooblets. I don't really know what to say. A little bit Animal Crossing, I guess. Coming to the PC and the Xbox One. You can keep it in 2018. Thank you very much. Okay. I think this one might be BattleTech.
I'm on him.
Yes, Commander. Moving to position.
There we go, BattleTech. Okay. So yeah, turn-based mech combat.
Makes me oh so happy. And
what it says on the tin.
You just got the chance to see is the old school tabletop game BattleTech distilled into its purest form on PC. And here to talk about it from Harebrained Schemes is Jordan Wiseman and Mitch Gittleman. Welcome, gentlemen. It's a pleasure to have you up on stage.
Thank you very much.
Woo! Yes, that's the spirit. Oh, hell yeah.
Sam, this is your thing.
Now,
oh, how did you know? I guess you're referring to Ooblets, Mark. Yes, just right up my alley.
BattleTech is a modern, turn-based tactical game set within the MechWarrior universe. There's going to be 3 modes of play. A single-player...
Mark Anthony, welcome. Ooblets is Game of the Year for sure. That's a big call.
Mercenary campaign.
Well, I want to hop
Kids
straight
TV
into some
Overboss,
of that
welcome to the
single-player
stream, mate.
content.
Thank you, everybody for coming along.
The Argo. I understand that, you know, there's all sorts of combat goodies that we're going to see in a moment, but the Argo is in between missions. Walk us through what we're seeing.
Right. So the Argo is a broken down hulk of a spaceship from a bygone era, and it is your mercenary command center. You could take it all over space. Going.
Oh, this isn't the game Argo. This is a ship in BattleTech. I thought it was the game Argo.
Mercenary jobs from all sorts of different people, from petty dictators all the way up to the great lords and ladies of the noble houses. And from there, you can also command your entire mercenary crew. There's Samiri. She's your navigator, and you command her and all of your mech warriors as you take your jobs and upgrade your ship.
I'm curious a little bit about the storyline in the single player.
Sure. So you're going to see in a few moments Lady Kamea Arano. She's a deposed ruler. Her throne was taken by her uncle, and you are going to jump in and help her regain her throne.
Of course.
It's been plunged. The whole space has been plunged into a bloody civil war.
And these, of course, are the tools.
Your voice sounds very familiar. Do you have a channel called Foxy Games? No, no, I have a channel called MenWhoStareAtGames. It's the only one I have.
One of the key components of the Argo, you're able to customize.
But I'll take the compliment.
Changing out weapons and armor, heat sinks, all that kind of stuff. Yang here is your master of ceremonies. He's one of the key crew members.
You're gonna watch the Evil Within 2 trailer, awesome, Alan. Well, that was actually damn fine.
You're supposed to make money.
Damn fine trailer.
Which, sets you behind, and so that's a really delicate balancing act.
I can imagine that trying to get all the parts that you need for your ship can be a little difficult.
Absolutely. That's why things
What
like
bearded guy behind me? Oh, is he in the bottom? Is he here?
Are scarce. Battlefield
Yeah.
salvage is an important part of the game, and that also gets into like when you take out an enemy, try to leave the parts you want.
Yeah, you want them to hit them.
Oh, the fun with green screens.
There's Lady Kamea Arano there, and she's
Andy.
going to be the person you work for during the campaign. But of course, when the campaign ends, the single-player story ends, you can still.
They're in my space, down here in the left-hand side.
And there are the battle mechs.
Yes,
My-
now we're going to get a chance
my
to
house,
look at
guys.
the
Get
combat
lost.
Itself. You're coming down from the Argo. You're descending into battle. Walk me through what we're seeing.
By all means. So BattleTech full 3D environment, and like a modern tactical game, the environment counts, right? Line of sight, sensors, cover. Even though you're freaking 30 foot tall, covered in armor, hiding in a forest still helps. It soaks off damage. And so all of those are kind of core components of any modern game, and especially facing, which is really important in this game.
Facing really matters in BattleTech. Battle mechs aren't giant bags of hit points. Instead, they have 11 different armor locations. There's internal structure. They have the internal components, these critical slots filled with all sorts of important pieces. So what you're trying to do is strip off the armor from one location and then keep your facing to try and penetrate it, get to the juicy bits.
Yeah, I mean, I see this diagram at the
Okay,
top.
it looks kind of good, this game. I certainly wouldn't mind having a go at the demo, see how it plays out.
Thanks, pal.
I mean, I understand.
Mark Anthony, yeah, Wolfenstein and The Evil Within 2, yeah, they really did make the Bethesda conference great as well, and especially the intro trailer for Wolfenstein 2. I thought that was fantastic. With the robot dog in the 60s in the countryside. It was all sweet and light, and then suddenly a giant armored dog arrives to tear up the countryside. It was brilliant.
Melee, one of the things we're really excited about.
And Metro. Oh yeah, Metro. Of course, that looked awesome as well.
Armored suits, and so
What's that called again?
Being able to slug and kick and just even put a
Good
foot
job, I
through
took
a
notes.
cockpit, or death from above, jump up and slam down on mechs. All that stuff is supported in this game. And
You really want to manage your heat too. You're walking.
Oh, Metro. Hang on.
The
Metro
pilots
was
are sitting on a giant nuclear reactor, basically, and so you really want to watch your heat. How much
like this
your,
guy here is
your
overheating.
different weapons do, because if you shut down in combat, you are quite vulnerable.
Metro Exodus. That's what it was called.
Streams, because I know you guys just went into beta. Where can the people here go to sign up to play?
Why, Sean, they can go to BattleTechGame.com. That's BattleTechGame.com. Come find us on BattleTech.
Yeah, Mark. I think I've played pretty much all the Wolfenstein games. I might have missed one
That's right.
or two, but yeah, they're so much fun. Hilarious amounts of ultra violence.
Thank you guys so much for coming out. Jordan, Mitch, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Very easy to play, I think. Very enjoyable to play.
Our very
All right,
next
Gary, welcome
game
to the
you
stream,
may
mate.
recognize from PC Games Past. To talk about it, we got Sonya in the mezzanine.
Thank you, Sean. Our next game is going to come to us from our friends at Tales World Entertainment, and they have been working on an awesome open-ended action medieval RPG game, so I don't want to waste any more time. Let's just get right into it. We're going to check out the trailer for Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord.
Command and Conquer Red Alert. I remember playing that, actually. That wasn't too bad, Mark, actually. Tale Worlds Entertainment brings us... is this Total War? Okay, I was expecting to see something from them here tonight, so I think this is it, then. Just absolutely brutal mass genocide. Artie Smith, welcome to the stream. Mountain Blood. So you seem to have a few arrows in you, sir. Ah, Mountain Blood. Mountain Blade 2. Awesome. Okay, right, got it.
Always a pleasure to have Mountain Blade 2 here at the PC Gaming Show. Now, I know we've just gotten started and we've seen XCOM and Ooblets and Battletech. We would love to hear your thoughts. Use hashtag PC Gaming Show.
Absolutely, I was going to say that. October is going to be a great month, Mark. It's going to be a very expensive one as well.
Be a disaster. Some of you on Twitter really need to pull it together. But either way, we'd be thrilled to hear your thoughts. Coming up next, we have the sequel to Total War Warhammer 1. It's Total War Warhammer 2. I'm joined by Al Bickham from Creative.
Oh, well, there you go, Artie. To be honest, no problem there, mate. Don't say sorry. I thought it was Total War, but now we're going to get to see a bit of that too. So, all right, Philip, welcome back. And school is over. Awesome, congratulations, finally.
Second game in our trilogy. It's going to be every bit as big as the first game, but we're layering on. We're sort of doubling down on all the stuff that made the first game so fun, which is real diversification between the factions and a whole range of new kind of gameplay.
Mountain Blade's a big modded game, is it? Okay, that's cool. I haven't played it. At all.
There's 4 new factions, is there?
Yep, 4 new factions. Yep.
I thought there were 2 big ones we were talking about.
No, well, we're focusing on the High Elves and the Lizard Men at the moment.
Yeah.
But there's the Dark Elves as well, and another 4th race which we have yet to announce.
Oh, you tease.
I know, terrible, isn't it?
Well, Al, talk to us a little bit about the High Elves and the Lizard Men.
Right, so they're both
impressive armor,
working towards the same goal in the campaign game, which is to heal the Great Vortex, which is a sort of unique feature of the campaign map, which ties the whole narrative of the game together.
Right.
But even those in the Warhammer world with the same aims will inevitably come to blows at some point. So that's what we'll be showing today.
And we're going to be looking at what is called.
It's just the most ridiculous. Look at the horny hat. I don't know if you've seen this trailer before. I haven't. It looks it's incredible.
We're about to show some footage from a quest battle.
Just the most ridiculous costumes, I suppose you call them.
It's the battle for the Fallen Gates. So you'll see the massed Lizard Man forces trying to oust the High Elves as they try and they're sort of meddling in an ancient power site of the.
Oh, there we go. We got the sound for the game through in the end.
Excited to take a look. It's going to be some in-game footage from the Battle of the Fallen Gates.
The Battle of the Fallen. Did you say Gates? The guy's too close to my face. I know, Andrea, but I can't do anything about him. He's in my space. He's all up in my grill. He was in kissing range. Well, I'm even though he may have wanted to, it's not my style, not my type. So you're here mainly for Shadow of War, Mark? Yeah, absolutely. Me too. Big fan of Lord of the Rings. I have been for many years. I think I've played almost all of their games. Any kind of spin on it. And when that came along, it was like, oh, finally we get another decent Lord of the Rings game. '20th of September. Oh, an abrupt end to the sounds. I tell you what, the mixer is going to get fired for this at the moment. The editing's pretty awful. They missed the sound and then they cut it off so sharply.
So we're available for pre-orders now. We've got an early adopter bonus, which is a really significant sort of bunch of new content for Warhammer 1. It's a new race pack, in fact. So yeah, we're out this year.
Well, I want to take a step back, and I want to have you talk a little bit about what it was that we just saw in the Battle of the Fallen Gates.
Right, so as I mentioned, this is a quest battle, and this is the Lizardmen versus the High Elves. And this is what we've got playable here at E3 this week. So you'll be able to take control of the Lizardmen in that battle and experience that immense diversity and all the crazy stuff that's going on in their army, because they're essentially an army of ancient spacefaring dinosaurs, and they, you know, small dinosaurs that ride big dinosaurs with Aztec space lasers, and it's, you know, it's playing with Warhammer.
It's just dinosaurs all the way down.
All the way up and all the way down. Yeah. So, and Warhammer gives us these toys to play with, to make the game with. It's awesome.
Well, backing out of the battle, I know that the campaign map in Total War Warhammer was a big hit. What's going on with the campaign level in Warhammer 2?
So in Warhammer 2, we've got a ton of new campaign features which lead you to kind of explore and discover and gain new abilities and that kind of stuff. And it's all based around a sort of overarching narrative, so all the races are in tension right until the end. But we're also, shortly after launch, we're also releasing a free update for the game, which will bring the combined campaign map into play, which is the landmass from Warhammer 1 and Warhammer 2 together in a gigantic campaign map where you can play any of the races.
Awesome.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
From both games, yeah.
Well, I understand you have presence here at E3, not just in this show, but also on the floor. What are players going to get the chance to play there?
Yep, so they can play the Battle of the Fallen Gates. We've got 2 difficulty modes, so a kind of starter difficulty mode and a veterans difficulty mode. And they'll also get to see, we're also rolling, when you play it, you'll see the actual campaign map as well. We've put a video together that details loads of the new features in the campaign map, so you can actually see that in action as well. So if you get a chance, go play. It's really good fun.
Well, Al, I want to thank you for coming out and talking to us today about Total War Warhammer 2. Once again, feel free to check it out on the E3 floor, or if you're at home, there'll be tons of footage and updates about the Battle of the Fallen Gates. Now, our next game is indeed...
That did look pretty good. I agree with you, RT there. I wouldn't mind giving that a go myself.
I wind up playing bad decks and having fun. Here to talk about the upcoming expansion for Shadowverse is Kriparian.
Hey guys, how's it going? Kriparian here. Today I want to talk to you guys about Shadowverse. Shadowverse is one of the best card games out there because it basically just does everything right. Every time I log into Shadowverse,
I have not played this at all. Anyone played this?
I can play whatever deck type, whatever deck, whatever cards, anything I want to do. And of course, every time there's new cards added to the game, this whole thing gets forwarded and really the game gets so much richer. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I give you the worldwide debut of the Wonderland Dreams trailer.
I have a book for thee, like no other. Each page a window to a long-lost land, where fairy tales dovetail with myths, and wishes give birth to legends grand. Knights and dragons, or wistful love. Within this book, all ambitions bloom. But
what ridiculous looking
fickle friend.
Head of a lion, body of a man.
A dark abyss awaits us all. For blood-pricked roses wishes be. But fear not to bite.
Oh, I see. There's not a lot of love for the card games here. I know it's one of those things. Trailers for card games are outrageous, aren't they? Because they always look like it's an interesting game, and then it actually drops back into a simple, straightforward card game. Never as exciting as the trailer makes out. Hello, James. Welcome, by the way. Thanks for joining.
Is this really just a game?
Sorry for talking over that. I got a little bored. But there you go. Wonderland Dreams, a new card expansion if you're into Shadowverse.
Thank you, Cygames, and thank you, Crip. As you know, technology is an extremely important component to games, especially with the ever-increasing power of hardware and with new demands coming.
Good point, Lenamus. I should have called that as a Khajiit. A bit more lion than leopard, though. I think Khajiit's a leopard-like.
Doug Fisher. Doug, come on out.
I definitely will be playing the Skyrim card game, though.
Hey, thanks for joining us, Doug.
Without a doubt, it's because Skyrim.
I want to thank you, Doug, for coming out, and of course,
even if I hate it, I'll play it.
Sponsoring this event, we really appreciate it. It means a lot to us. And since Doug has a whole bunch of exciting stuff to say, I'm going to give the stage to Doug. Goodbye.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I am very excited to be here. And I'm very excited to talk to the PC gaming community about all the announcements we made this morning from Intel. I'm a software guy, you're the gamers. All these announcements are very relevant to everything we do. You know, 2016 was an amazing year by all measures in gaming. Look at the number of live streams in Twitch, over 2 million new live streams. Over 300 million esports enthusiasts. And look at the growth in VR. 2017 is going to be even more amazing. And why? Because of you. It's because of you in this room, the PC gamers. It's because of you on the broadcast. You are the ones that bring the innovation that we create. You drive us to innovate. You are on the edge of technology all the time with you. You have that instinct on what the new capabilities are that we need to deliver. And then you have this amazing, inclusive, and social environment. Young, old, male, female, tech, non-tech, millions of people getting together, inspiring each other to immerse themselves in this environment. Now, it starts at Intel with amazing hardware technology. We've talked about the launch we had 2 weeks ago of our X Series platforms. Now, you gaming enthusiasts will love the Core i7X overclocking capability. It's an amazing system. And you megatasters who want to game, create, stream will love the beast of them all, the Core i9 Extreme Edition.
i9,
an
holy
amazing system for this environment. Now,
awesome.
as a software person, I love this environment. I love this hardware. Because why? It gives software people less time waiting, more time creating that amazing content. I work with over 1 million gaming developers to ensure they take full advantage of all that innovation we put on our platforms. Whether it's working on the caching algorithms or the high-density graphics or multi-core, it doesn't matter, all the different areas, the best-known methods. We ensure these millions of developers are making the most out of that platform, delivering the best content.
Yeah, actually, Gwent was a really good, and is still a very good game. In fact, it's just sort of gone out for early access. But I had a beta. I was playing it on beta for ages. I had a game with Tim, actually. He wasn't here tonight, but yeah, it was really good. And I loved it in the actual Witcher 3. I spent far too many hours playing that game, trying to get all the cards.
Some of the titles we work with, I'm sure you recognize a lot of these titles. These are just a few examples, whether it's Halo Wars 2 or Overwatch, or in the VR space, where it's Arizona.
James Deal. Well, let's hope that the best is yet to come with E3. I have a feeling it is. So the next 2 streams tonight, we've got Ubisoft and finally Sony at 2 in the morning.
I couldn't be more excited to tell you that we work with Bungie and Activision to bring Destiny 2 to the PC.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yes, we're bringing it to the PC. Yes, bring it up.
Okay, Destiny 2 to the PC.
That
confirmed
experience is
again.
Absolutely amazing. And I can't think of a better person to talk about how amazing that experience is than the full-time live Twitch streamer and YouTube broadcaster. Welcome on stage, Tefty Teft.
All right, I'm really looking forward. Do you know what? I loved the original Destiny up until it got to the grind section. You know, hours and hours of gameplay for a nicer hat, that kind of thing. But I'm really looking forward to this. They make it a little bit more accessible. But I'm still looking forward to just the campaign alone, even if I don't bother with the grind after.
Around Destiny on Twitch, and
I've got a lot of friends who promised to play this one as well.
One of the founding co-hosts of Destiny Community Podcast, one of the biggest podcasts.
I would get some footage
specifically for Destiny, so I know a lot about Destiny, and I play a lot of it.
That's great. And so when you play it, have you experienced it on the PC yet?
I have, yeah. I got to play it at the event. I got to say, the PC experience is amazing. As somebody who's played a lot of hours in Destiny, everybody knows how is it going to transfer, how's the experience going to go from console to PC, are they going to actually be able to deliver? And I can say 100% sure that the PC experience is incredible. When I got to play it, I was blown away. I popped Dawnblade, used a mouse and keyboard, and rain and fire from above. It was amazing. You guys, if you're a fan of Destiny, you're going to love Destiny 2.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, is anybody out here going to be able to participate and play with this?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's going to be on the it's going to be on the show floor. The other thing too is they've got tons of PC support as well that's being added to it. So 4K is going to be beautiful looking. It's got 21:9 ratio, uncapped frame rates. I mean, for me personally, I'm going to be looking at pushing 144 or higher for FPS because it's going to be so nice.
That's impressive.
Absolutely. On top of that,
you've got the hardware to do it.
Bungie has told me something specific that is exciting for the high CPU core count chips. They are optimizing the engine so it will take advantage of all the cores in your CPU. So if you do have an i9 Extreme which, hey, you know, maybe hook me up. If you have an i9 Extreme, it'll be able to take advantage of all those cores. That's great. As an enthusiast, PC enthusiast myself, I'm very excited about that potential for Destiny 2. I can't wait to run it out maxed with as many frames as possible.
Well, fantastic. You guys all have a chance to take a look at it. Maybe you and I can play
Oh,
it.
great. So if you're there, you get to play it and get to see what it's like. But no, unfortunately for us, we maybe have to wait for Sony. Maybe. Doesn't look like they're going to show it here. Warframe is better in my opinion. Do you know, I played Warframe when it first came out. And I thought, okay, it's okay. I just couldn't get into it, and it's changed so much more since then. I've heard. I haven't played it for many years, because it's been out for many years. But yeah, it was good. It was good. It was good when it started.
We want to make sure everybody's developing and creating content on the PC to create more and more opportunity to participate in that. We're inspiring these developers through a contest called Level Up. Take a look at the sponsors between Intel.
Now this is brilliant. This is exactly what I wanted to see more of.
And
indie promotion.
Sponsoring this event. We have real luminaries judging, like Tim Schafer. Tim Schafer is going to be judging this contest. The winner will be announced at PAX West in Seattle in September. I encourage you to participate. It's a great event. It's a great opportunity for independent developers to get involved and participate. And why do we care? As a software guy, why do we care? Because we want more and more content out there, more opportunities for games for others to participate. We want to discover the next big thing on the PC. We don't know where it's going to come from. So we want lots of people participating on our platform so that the next big thing is built on top of the PC. And you, everybody here, all you gamers, you can participate as well. I'm certain as you're participating in a game, you've thought of something new, unique that you'd like to bring to reality. This is your opportunity to be one of those developers as well, or at least influence one of those developers and create that amazing immersive experience, whether you're a gamer, content creator, or even esports. Now, speaking of esports, we had two exciting announcements today in the esports arena, pun intended, with ESL. The first being, we have a landmark deal with ESL. Intel is now the global technology provider for esports for ESL. That's great news for everybody in the gaming community because the latest technology will be used for the events, for the studios, the back-end operations, and the streaming capabilities during the event. You'll have the latest technology at those events. Now, the thing I love about sports, and I'm a traditional sports admirer as well, is they have this tradition around these things called a Grand Slam, whether it's tennis, golf, rugby. They have a Grand Slam. And there's no reason we can't have that in esports. And that's why we're excited with Oculus, ESL, and Intel are sponsoring the Grand Slam event, Intel Grand Slam.
Why not?
All these leagues getting together. And the first team to win 4 of the 10 events will be the Grand Slam winner. They'll collect their traditional prize, but in addition, they'll get another $1 million bonus for being the Grand Slam winner.
$1 million.
$1 million.
There's a lot of people throwing $1 million around.
I was so excited about the announcement today around Echo Arena. They've taken this property and now are making it VR multiplayer. Do you guys see that announcement today? It's so great. They're creating the multiplayer VR experience and bringing it to life in this platform. We're so excited about it at Intel, and we want so many people to start participating with it. We are sponsoring a deal in conjunction with Oculus to make this available with Oculus free of charge for limited time at launch. So all of you can play with this game free of charge starting July 20th. And you now can participate, learn, and become an expert in VR gaming. Now I know when you become an expert, what do you want to do? You want to showcase those skills. Wouldn't it be awesome if you had an opportunity to showcase those skills? That's why we're super excited to work together to create the VR Challenge. With Intel, Oculus, and ESL, we're creating the VR Challenge. It's a virtual challenge in the VR arena. And everybody's going to compete, and the end of it's going to be in Poland at the Intel Extreme Masters, where the finals will be in 2018. Book your tickets now. It's going to be a crazy event. Now, I know everybody likes a challenge. Everybody's excited about challenges. I'm going to give you a challenge all here today. Just participate in at Intel Gaming. Follow at Intel Gaming, and you'll have a chance by participating there to win one of 3 great prizes, one from Oculus, one from Asus, and one from iBuyPower. You'll have a chance to win one of these prizes just by participating in this challenge. And don't dismay, all those will have Core i7 in the systems. So it's a great opportunity to play, participate, and bring up that challenge. So the future is here now, the future of gaming. You can just feel it growing and growing. You see the immersive capabilities. And why is that happening? Because we have amazing Intel hardware. As a software person, that helps me participate in creating amazing and compelling content and those new immersive experiences we all want to have. So the realm of possibilities are here now. An example of that is VR. So I'm stepping away now. I'm going to go up and look at
Okay, so we're going to get to see a little bit of VR. It's interesting how VR will work with esports.
So
you know, if you're in the audience, I don't know, without being able to see the full face of the guy playing, I'm not sure if it works as well. But it's going to be interesting to see that evolve.
Thanks again to Intel for sponsoring this event. Keep in mind, if you look at the time, we're not even halfway done yet. We have all sorts of games still yet to be announced. So
Awesome.
let's go ahead and
Douglas,
look
welcome to
at
the stream.
what's to come.
I don't know what you've said. I hope it's nice. If it is, then welcome. You're welcome here.
joins us to talk about the future of his smash hit, PlayerUnknown.
Oh, look, I wasn't logging into the site for the prize, man. No way, no way. Money, a lot of money would ruin me.
Time to take a look at an upcoming game up in the mezzanine with Sonya. How's it going, Sonya?
Here we go. New game.
Thank you,
New game
Sean.
alerts.
So, as a Firefox, this is a game that pulls on my heartstrings and does not let go. And I just want to hear more about it. And luckily, I've got the perfect person to talk to today. I am joined by Felix Kramer on the game formerly known as Secret Legend. But you've got some special announcements. I saw some secretive tweets from the Dicey Twitter account.
You did.
Do you want to talk about that?
Well, you're exactly right. We were known as Secret Legend, but today we're announcing our new name, Tunic. So you can head to tunicgame.com to find out more about that. And we're announcing that we're pairing with publisher Finji, who you may know from their incredible work on Night in the Woods and Overland.
So exciting,
Thank you.
congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So I want to tell you, it wasn't just the fox that sold me on this game. I love the beautiful, charming graphics, and honestly, I just
Oh
wanna see
yeah,
more.
is this from
Wanna
last
check out
night?
the
We saw
trailer?
it at
Let's do it.
Microsoft's press conference. Oh, what was it called again? Okay, no, it's not the same. It's not the same game. It's just another game with a fox in it. Firefox. Oh, thank you. Sorry about that. I left the pointer on the screen. Oh, sound problems. Oh, they keep doing that.
Thank you, Sonya. Now,
Sound mixer, I tell you, is getting
next
fired.
title that we'll be talking about is honestly a huge surprise hit, having just surpassed 3 million sales. You may recognize it as one of the 3 most played and broadcasted games on Twitch right now. It's PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, and I'm literally
here we
next
go.
to PlayerUnknown right now. Brendan Green, welcome.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Okay, it's the second show he's been on live.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I gotta say, it has been amazing to see the runaway success of your game. What's it been like for you?
It's been immense. I mean, really, the reaction we've got from players and content creators has been tremendous, and I want to say thank you to everyone for that. It's been great.
And thank you for the experiences, both of the joy of winning and the, well, I guess the joy of a bullet flying through my head out of nowhere, and I'll never know why.
You gotta learn to love the salt. Love it.
Well, I understand that even though a lot of people treat the game almost as a full release right now, it's still technically not released yet, and there's a whole lot more to come. Talk to us a little bit about what's in store.
So we have...
Well, Glenn, you've turned up at the right
Our focus
time.
at the moment is to sort of stabilize the game, get the servers up to spec, but also we have, 2D, 3D replays planned for in-game replays. We have new weapons coming every month.
So that guy grenade into the window frame.
The game competitive and stable.
So suddenly fences are no longer the most impossible object in the game. You
Oh.
climb over them.
Yeah. So
Oh,
our
nice.
content programmer Marek, he's done a really great job getting this system to be dynamic. So it doesn't matter what object you're in front of, you'll jump or vault over it.
Yeah, so in terms of jumping and vaulting, is it... yeah, vaulting. Is it sort of... to say that
nice.
it's dynamic, does this mean that the taller the obstacle, the more difficult it is to climb over?
Yeah, exactly, and it has
Oh, okay, these are much needed improvements.
Now we also have weather, so...
One of my favorite aspects, of course, is the rain map in the game. Walk me through what we're seeing here.
So this is our new weather settings. This is fog. You just saw a clear day. Our rain has been tweaked a little bit as well. And we also have our sunset coming in. So this really, I'm really happy with how this turned out.
Oh, that's gorgeous. I was actually playing this earlier on today.
Impact on gameplay of these types of things with weather.
It just changed dynamic. Oh, so this is...
Oh, a new gun.
Yes. This is the OTS Groza. It's a 7.62 bullpup. Super powerful, crate only. Yeah, it's going to be a beast.
Is it a short range, long range? Where's
short to medium, it's going to be a beast. It's going to be super powerful, and then long range, it'll work as well.
And I remember before you came on the show, I asked, why did you put that gun in? And I think your answer was,
it just looks cool.
It looks cool.
Yeah, it's like
you always leave home like that. Yes, I have heard about Star Citizen, and it's a game I really want to get my hands on.
It just looks great.
It looks cool, as good as a reason as any, honestly. I want to come back to the weather effects. Obviously, they look beautiful. What are some of the impacts that you've seen on the gameplay with the new weather effects?
Well, it's just going to change the way you play. So it's not necessarily going to be, you're going to be sniping all the time. You know, with the foggy weather, you're going to have to choose a more kind of CBQ type play style. But it's just, again, to give you a bit of variety and make every game kind of different.
You've talked a little bit about what we've seen in the video, but talk to me about long-term. What's far down the line for PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds?
So again, we want to finish out the platform and make it a good platform for all kind of game modes. You know, we will have modding down the line as well.
Oh, they're going to allow modding?
Yeah, and it's again, it's just creating a stable platform. That's our aim here.
I understand that you're also working on new maps.
Yeah, so we have 2 new maps coming, one based in Peru, a desert map with sort of ruined cities with sandstorms and stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then this other one in the Adriatic, so it has even a ruined cosmodrome in the center of the map with like snowfall, and I'm excited.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I know that you've been super involved with the community of regular players. What's in store for those people playing the game right now?
So as I said, we have our custom games. We have the 3D replays, which I'm really excited about because it allows you to watch your match back in the engine with a free cam and slow motion and stuff like that.
Which is great for content creators.
Exactly, right? So you can
content creators,
yeah. It'll just give you a new way to create like machinimas and stuff like that within the game.
Yeah. And the last thing I wanna
free
bring
cam
up,
as well.
You were mentioning this a lot before you came on. You have all sorts of stability and performance fixes incoming.
Yeah, so like our focus this month is on our server performance and really getting that stable because at the moment the servers aren't performing the best they could. But you know, so last month our team's focus was on client performance and we improved that broadly for a lot of people. And this month it's on server, so they've already found a lot of things to fix, and I'm excited.
That's great. I'm sure players will completely stop blaming anything on the game at that point.
Right.
They will accept responsibility for those losses then.
Lorem, hello, welcome to you.
Himself,
Yes, Artie, this is the one with the shrinking play zone. It's a battle royale, and it moves in phases and stages, and it's incredibly difficult to learn, but very rewarding when you get a kill. I can personally vouch for just getting a kill makes you feel so good.
Thank you, Sean. Sean is pretty cool, right? But you know what's a little bit cooler? A free PC. We're going to be giving away a badass PC from our friends.
But yeah, Glenn, there have been a
Intel.
few games
This bad
announced.
boy is going to be rocking an
I can quickly run through them.
There's a lot of
XCOM
7s in
2, there is an
It's gonna be
expansion for
running
that called
a
War of the
NVIDIA
Chosen.
1080. It is worth more than
Ooblets, which was
$2,500.
very cartoony,
If you want a
Animal
chance to
Crossing
win,
like.
head over to PCGamingShow.com/giveaway,
Battletech, turn-based
put in your
mech suit
information.
game.
Good luck, and back to you, Sean.
Mount and Blade 2, you might know more about that than I do.
Cool, right?
Total War Warhammer 2, they went into a lot of info about that. Shadowverse expansion, which is a card game. announced Destiny 2 coming to the
I
PC.
didn't pinpoint the exact time and date a career died, but we still have all sorts of great stuff in store for you. Our next guest you may recognize from PC gaming shows past. Tripwire Interactive is back with a slew of games to talk about, and I'm joined by creative director Bill Monk. Pleasure to have you, Bill.
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
Good to have you back.
Thank you, thank you.
As always.
All right.
You guys have been busy. Congratulations on the recent release of Rising Storm 2.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a realism FPS. We just released it 2 weeks ago, and the fan reaction's been really positive. Really happy about that, and we want to thank everyone who was part of the beta phases that helped shape the game in a real positive way. And be sure to check out the Trello boards, see what we're up to, and we're actually already really busy working on some new content. So stay tuned.
That's amazing. I mean, I know some.
Yeah, that the Battlegrounds developer, he did write Arma 3 and another game, H1Z1, I think he did as well.
Incursion, the VR Killing Floor. How's that been going?
Oh, that's been going awesome. You know, Incursion's one of the second phase, game or second wave games to come out for VR, and we've learned a lot. And we're really, really excited. We think we have one of the best products that's going to come out later this year. It's scary as hell. You can play it
I don't know if I could handle
single
it.
player and
Oh, wow.
And we're really excited to release it. So stay
Oh,
tuned.
spiders as well. I'll tell you what,
Now,
well,
the
sort
big
of
thing I know
spiders.
you wanted to talk
I'm
about
quite sure what they were.
Was a little bit of content coming down the line for
Killing
your
Floor
big
Incursion
game, Killing
in
Floor
VR.
2. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, when we released Killing Floor 1, one of the things that really put us on the map was our time seasonal events.
Right.
And when we released Killing Floor 2, people were always clamoring and asking, you know, well, when are you guys going to do that for Killing Floor 2?
Reasonable enough.
Well, we're super happy to announce the Summer Sideshow coming out this year.
Well, I'm eager to show everyone this footage. This trailer makes me laugh every time. Let's go ahead and take a look at Killing Floor 2's Summer Sideshow.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tragic Kingdom Amusement Park. Come on down and play Find Minnie Pukey, Feed the Pound, Dunk the Float, and Pop the What? Was that a real head? Trade for festive clown makeup, colorful hats, and dozens of other items. Carnival rewards are only available for a limited time. See the adorable pinhead and marvel at the mighty strong pound. Oh, what is wrong with him?
The amazing irradiated man.
The siren from Fiji. I think I'm gonna be sick. Backed by
Hell are these
popular
creatures?
demand. Come see Pukey the
Pukey the
Clown.
Clown.
and Monkey Man. Why does the monkey have a chainsaw? Find romance in the tunnel of love. Swing on the queen of chains. Look at the ow! Scream on Pound Mountain. Oh, but that's not safe. See the death-defying fire stunts of Dr. Infernum's Pyrotechnic Emporium! Is he actually on fire? Why is that person on fire? Earn new achievements and triumph the new HC-12 shotgun and tactical lever-action rifle! Why do you need a shotgun at a carnival? I don't care, it's unlockable! Why does the carnival cleanup crew need hazmat suits? No, I'm done. This is a horror show. I'm getting out of here. If you can hear this, run!
Warning. News and outbreaks and variants and behavior detected. Be alert for new challenges, modes, and threats in the weekly outbreaks.
The Summer Sideshow, that looked really good. That was a lot of fun.
I mean, I know it's a horror theme, but there's some great humor in this.
Oh yeah, I mean, seasonal events are definitely the most fun to work on. I mean, it's just, we can just go crazy and go goofy. You know, we got clowns.
You got the
fat
monkey
clowns,
that bangs the cymbal with a
monkey with
chainsaw instead.
chainsaws, midgets on stilts, bearded ladies. You know, we got it all.
Tell me a little bit about what is the gameplay? What's some of the stuff that people can experience?
Dead Rising 2 remake looks good.
So it's a limited time event. It's only going
Right.
to last for 1 month. So all this crazy stuff you're seeing here, it's 1 month. And there's over 50 cosmetic items that people can gain from playing it totally free. All the Zeds have been replaced. All the voices have been redone. We also have mini games that are, thrown out throughout.
Hey, that's a good point, Andrea. Killing Floor 2 is free on PlayStation Plus this month. Go claim it. Go add it to your library.
And,
I've
we
actually
also have
downloaded it, I
another
think,
mode
already.
we're really excited about.
Just not
It's
played it
the
yet.
Weekly
Yeah, I
outbreak
saw the
mode.
weekly outbreak at the end of the trailer. What's the weekly outbreak about?
So each week, new gameplay mode comes out with new challenges for the player. We have one, it's starting out with Cranium Cracker, and that's a headshot only mode. And
So
then
no
we have
damage unless it's headshot.
Yeah, exactly. And then we have
Oh,
another
wow.
one called Tiny Terror, where every time you shoot a Zed, they actually shrink. They become like little like midget Zeds, which is really crazy. And whenever the players get hit, they shrink too.
Oh, really?
So I mean, that's just 2 of them. We have 8 total, and it's over 2 months worth of content. And if they're really hard to beat, but if you beat it,
I've got to give this game a go. It looks a lot of fun.
and stuff like that.
So of course I have to ask, when can people play it?
Actually, you can play it tomorrow, and it's free on Steam.
I think he did just say bitches on stilts.
Nope.
He did, James.
So you got no excuse not to try it.
Well, I mean, what if people are here at E3?
Oh well, they can play here too.
Oh boy, that
Not
was
tomorrow.
a setup on my part.
Right.
Yeah, whereabouts is it at on the E3 floor?
That's at the PC Gamer Show.
Oh, that's
Booth,
right. It's at
yep.
the PC Gaming Show booth. We have our own booth here at E3.
Yes.
Oh, I'm glad that 2 of you are
Yeah.
very excited to hear that.
The first of many, right? This is going to
Yes.
become a tradition.
Indubitably.
Yeah.
I'm not in charge of the budget, so yes, of course. Well, I wanted to say, Bill, thank you so much for coming out. Congrats
Absolutely.
on all the projects and the progress. Bill Monk from Tripwire
Thanks, Dan.
Interactive.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Wow, that was a lot of fun. I'll be giving that one a go.
Let's head back up to the mezzanine for a little bit of social with Sonya.
This year's PC Gaming Show is being broadcast on more platforms than ever before. We are on Steam, we are on Facebook and Twitch and Mixer. We are all over the place. This is awesome. And guys, if you're on Mixer, you gotta sweet talk the mods a little bit. Be kind of nice to them because they're gonna be giving away games throughout the entire show. Unfortunately, no free games for day 9, but sorry. Back to you, Sean.
I'll happily buy them. Yay, video games! Now, if any of you got the chance to see the conferences leading up to today, there's a lot of exciting stuff going on. In particular, Microsoft has had a whole slew of games people are
Oh,
pumped
here we
for,
go.
including
Microsoft
some
making an appearance.
This show, starting with the first ever incarnation of Forza Motorsport coming straight to PC. It's Forza Motorsport 7. Joining me to talk about it is the creative director of Forza Motorsport from Turn 10, Bill Giese. Come here, Bill.
How's it going?
Yeah, Bill, congratulations.
Thank you.
The announcement yesterday must have been really exciting for you guys.
Huge announcements. We revealed a car to the world.
Oh, yeah, of course.
No, an actual car.
Brand new Porsche.
That's normally saved for car shows like Geneva and Paris.
Yeah.
We revealed a car here at E3, the Porsche 911 GT2 RS, to the world yesterday. It was awesome.
You know, I've gotten the chance to play the previous Forza Motorsport games, and they always struck me as a racing game not focused on being cartoonish or strapping guns to the car. It's about hyper-realistic racing.
Forza Motorsport is about precision, it's about competition, and we've rebuilt Forza
Okay, so this is a driving game. So far, we haven't seen a single wheel or a car. Oh no, there we go. Then we got a driver, at least.
The cars, we have over 700 cars. Every single one of them, they're going to rattle and shake. It's going to scare the crap out of you.
What are some of the things that you've done to bring that experience to PC?
Well, going to PC has been awesome. Not only will it have mouse and keyboard support, but with multi-USB, we have every fan-requested wheel.
Well, that's me off the road then.
And it's been exciting
It's
for the
mouse and
team.
keyboard support.
It's a lot of wheels, let me tell you. And we've been testing that. Last week alone, we brought in any USB device we had, and we played on a Guitar Hero guitar and a DDR pad. Now, you're not going to do that, obviously.
That's
but
not how
that's
real
not
racing
racers do
works.
it.
That's not the hyper-realistic part.
But whatever you have in your closet, plug it in, you're ready to go.
Now, what about for low-end PCs? There's obviously a lot of people who are on budget devices. I mean, what about for them? What's the optimization been like?
Well, it's been great. Going to the high end of 4K, unlock frame rate, 21:9, but we've also lowered our min spec as well to include i5. And no matter where you play, it looks and plays great.
And speaking of looking and playing great, you're here at E3, and I understand you have some out-of-control rigs that people can actually play the games on.
Absolutely. Come by the show. We've got 2 hydraulic rigs in 4K on ultra 4K
Hydraulic
PCs.
rigs? You didn't tell me that.
Yeah,
Wow, that would be so cool. Racing sim with hydraulics in 4K. Steering wheel the lot. Oh wow, I would love to be there. Why am I not there? It's not fair.
Excited. Of all the stuff Microsoft's doing, you just got the chance to look at Forza, and now coming onto the stage, I am replacing Bill with Ted Timmons. He's the PC design lead at Rare to talk about Sea of Thieves. Come on out,
Sea of
Ted.
Thieves. All right, so yeah, we saw this from Microsoft again yesterday.
Ted Timmons,
thanks for having me.
Welcome. It's a pleasure.
They spent an awful long time on this game in the Microsoft conference. I'm not quite sure why they did spend so long, but it looks like we have to watch a little bit more of it. I say have to, because I had enough of it yesterday.
Basically, it's Pirates of the Caribbean meets the Goonies.
What are some of the things that you're showcasing here at E3 in the game?
Yeah, so for anyone who didn't see the briefing yesterday, we showed off great new features like riddle map storms and firing yourself out of cannons.
A common pirate pastime.
Yeah, pretty known.
Now, I had to ask the same question to Forza Motorsport. What are some of the things, some of the features that you've added in to focus on the PC experience?
Yeah, so we've got things like 4K, unlocked frame rates, everything you expect, but we've also brought our gameplay footage in 21:9 as well, my personal favorite.
Your favorite resolution,
Yeah,
like one of the top 3
What's your favorite resolution?
16:9 as well, probably.
It's not a good opener of a
So,
conversation, is it? It's
tell
not
me
a good conversation starter.
About the PC version, obviously, it's probably a challenge to try to develop for 2 different devices at once.
Yeah, so we decided to change our approach to the game. We're actually building both versions in parallel because we felt that's how we deliver the same game on the same day.
So it's not a port from one device to the other?
Correct, yeah. We felt it was really important just to build them together from the very beginning.
Just one single code path?
One single code path, yeah.
Awesome. Well, I know a whole lot of people here are curious to get their chance to play it. Is there an
Can't deny it looks fantastic. I mean, it does look fantastic as a game. I have no idea how it's going to play.
You're welcome to come sign up. We have thousands of PC players playing already. So yeah, come join us. See
Poor Xbox have no exclusives. They're all on PC. They threw out a load yesterday. Actually, they had quite a few, but I think all the bigger games that they had to showcase were shared across multi-platforms.
Now, this next title is one
And
I'm
Microsoft
very
exclusive, just
excited
not
about,
Xbox.
Given the fact that
You're
when I
right.
took one look at the trailer, the striking visual style just grabbed me. It's an evolution of Cyberpunk, a game called The Last Night. Here to talk about it is the creative director at Odd Tales. Join me in welcoming Tim Sauret.
The Last Night. Is that night as in opposite of day, or night as in
Thanks
on
for
horseback?
coming out. Let's ask the obvious question. What is The Last Night?
The Last Night is what we call a cinematic platformer, which means it's not a game like Mario where you have to jump from platform to platform, but it's more story-driven. It's more reminiscent of old classics like Another World, Flashback, or Oddworld even.
Oddworld, I was going to say
Oddworld,
quite
okay.
a bit about it, and I saw that you guys had the big announcement reveal at Microsoft yesterday. I mean, that trailer was such a hit; it blew up. What was that?
Oh
like?
yes, okay. We didn't see much about this.
Super happy with the trailer reception. It's been absolutely incredible. Now, of course, I have some concerns I want to address. I am embarrassed by some tweets I made in the past. I want to apologize for those. They do not in any way represent who I am today or what The Last Night will be about.
Oh wow,
Let's
I
talk
wonder what
about
he said.
The game is about. I know that the setting of the
So this was the
Last
slightly
Night is super
pixelated
important
game,
to
wasn't
the
it?
character of the game. Tell me, where are we right now?
I want you to imagine a world where machines are surpassing us in every possible way. So not only physically, but also intellectually, emotionally, even creatively.
So in a sense, like any job that you could possibly imagine, an AI does better.
Absolutely.
Including being a host for a PC gaming show.
Including that.
Well, I imagine, thank you, this one person who is also excited about the booth. Now, in terms of this world, this must give a kind of sense of existential crisis to all the inhabitants.
Yeah, like the way I can...
Like, what is it like to be a person in this world?
So, in a world where you're not valuable anymore in production, the only thing you can really do is to consume endlessly, right? So what we're trying to see with this game is how do you define yourself, when you don't have anything to create or to strive for.
Yeah, and I can see, obviously there's the futuristic lighting and the visuals, but there's also that sort of drab, dreary tone. This art style is amazing. I mean, all of these assets are in 2D, but it has so many modern effects. How did you even think of this?
So it all comes down to my background in VFX and advertising, basically. So I wanted to, explore what I could do with 2D and pixel art, and just augment that and enrich it with like modern techniques of lighting and compositing.
Right. And we've talked a little bit about where we are, about the art style. Who are you? Who do you play as in The Last Night?
Yeah, so the character you get to play is a young idealist, I would say.
Yeah.
And because of a childhood accident, he cannot enjoy the same gamified, augmented life than everybody else.
Right.
So because of that, he wants to change the world. And
you want to have like an impact and a meaning.
Absolutely. So on his way to do that, he's going to meet some questionable characters you have to trust or not on your way.
What about the gameplay? What are the things that, if I'm the player, what do I do in The Last Night?
So we took inspiration from some classic genre like point and click and adventure games. But so you get, to solve puzzles and dialogues, of course. But we added a real-time component to it.
Real-time in what sort of sense? What makes it a real-time puzzle?
So it means that while you are busy breaking in an apartment, for instance, all the simulation is still happening around you. So police come around, and you have to be careful about that.
So in a sense, like if I tried to break into the apartment at night, the police might be on patrol at that time, but if I came in the morning, there might be no police, but the resident might be home.
Absolutely, yeah. So that means that, if you see the police coming around the corner, you better, just hide, pretend to be a hobo, or maybe draw your gun.
You also mentioned that the structure of the game is in one night after the other. What's that like?
Yeah, so the game is structured around several nights, so it spans on several nights, and they are all interconnected, which means that what you tell people on the very first night, and what you do also is all remembered.
So if I'm just in a conversation and just walk away in the middle of it?
Yeah, they will remember it.
They'll remember
Wow, it does look good.
Yeah.
I'm very interested to see how this pans out. I want to find out more. I mean, I was listening to Ian describe it. It was very interesting. But I want to hear it. Sorry, terrible accent. Jack, welcome. Georgina and Harry, welcome to you both too.
I love these story-driven adventure games. Thank you so much, Tim.
Thank you, Sean.
Lorem as well. Oh, hi. Have I already said hello to you? If I haven't, I'm sorry.
Once again, that's oddtales.net for more information about The Last Night. Now, this next game surprised me. I'm sure it will surprise you because of its style. It's from the makers of Arma, the realistic military
here we go.
and DayZ, the zombie survival game. This one
Is this Argo?
a much more playful tone, though. Let's look at the next title from Bohemia Interactive.
Yeah, okay.
It was the mother of all storms. But somehow I just knew everything was going to be... Well, being stranded on a desert island is a lot of fun.
Oh, it's not.
You get to meet new friends.
It's so not.
You get in shape. And you learn how to craft.
Okay.
And because it's your land, it won't take long before you call that place a home. But that's just the beginning, because here, you can do anything.
Anything? You can shoot your friend off the horseback? Bohemia Interactive. Yeah, I wasn't expecting this game from these guys. Glyn, you're equally as perplexed.
Islands. Explore your creativity. Visit us at islands.com.
Islands. I actually heard a little bit about that before. Why hasn't that come up until today? Well,
Here
there
to
you
join
go.
me to talk about Islands is the creative director from Bohemia Interactive. It's Alish Ulm.
I'm never going to call it Islands. It's Wylands.
Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Sean.
What kind of game is Islands?
Okay, so Islands is a sandbox game about survival and exploration, but at the same time, in Islands you can create your own games, your own adventures, just like the ones we've shown in the video.
Yeah.
Actually, Islands stands for your lands that you create, where you make the rules.
And it's almost like a sandbox game, not where you're necessarily building a structure, but you're trying to build an experience.
Yes, exactly.
And I have to ask, given the fact that the style of it contrasts so sharply with Arma and DayZ, what is it about Islands that still makes it a Bohemia game?
Yeah,
Is this for the PS1?
This a lot, but actually, beneath the surface,
I get your point, Lorem.
still the core values that make up a Bohemia game.
Yeah.
It's still about exploration and finding out how things work, about creativity and imagination, and
Okay,
like
very
nowadays,
fast
we're trying to create a platform
crafting,
to
though.
connect players with each other
Yeah.
when they play online or when they create something new and share it with the community.
And I know that
There's a game out at the moment actually called Creativerse, which is very similar to this,
What are some of the lessons that you've learned from
which is
Arma
free as well, by the way.
DayZ and brought to modding in Islands?
Well, we have our own editor. It's not a standalone application. It's a part of the game.
Oh, really? I mean, I'd assume that it was just outside like all other editors.
Now, we would like players to be able to prototype their creations really quickly.
Yeah.
And so in the editor, the players can obviously create something new, but they can also decide to open and modify existing games, ones that we created or ones that other players made for them.
Yeah, I mean, we got a chance to see some scenarios in the initial trailer. Like, those are the ones that you're referring to.
Yep.
That is fantastic. I mean, tell me a little bit about what it is that we're seeing right here on screen.
Well, this is just some random multiplayer game. There are 2 guys. Initially, there were 3. I think one just like fell down the bridge. They are trying to get some kind of treasure, and yeah, they are setting the explosives.
He's gonna kill himself, surely.
I want to ask about. I know you guys
Yep.
are here at
That
E3.
happened.
Hey, look, it's the treasure. I know you guys are here at E3. What are some of the things that players can get their hands on at this event?
Well, we'll be showing some of the games that we created with the Islands game editor, but at the same time, we'll be showing how they can use the editor to create those games.
That's awesome. And I mean, I know there's a way for people to play right now, is that right?
Yeah, actually, they can already play the alpha version of the game. It's available as a part of our Bohemia incubator program. They can find more information on our website, islands.com. And later this year, we are coming to Steam Early Access.
That's awesome. And remember, that's islands.com with a Y.
Steam Early Access. How much do you think that will be?
Thank you so much for coming out to talk about Islands. It's been a pleasure.
Probably. Will they price it as a full-blown game, expecting it to beat Minecraft, or will they go with a Minecraft price, expecting to
I hope you're as
level?
excited as I am to come up with some total
Interesting.
nonsense when I sit down to play. Our next world exclusive is going to be up in the mezzanine with Sonia.
Wow,
Thank you, Sean.
Jack,
I
I know
am
you wanted a bit of a,
so honored to be a
recap
part
of what
of
we've
this
missed so
world
far, but I'm going to have to
exclusive reveal from developers
wait for a
Play.
natural
You
gap
ever
in
been
proceedings
you
here.
ever
It's getting a
recognize
little
name from games like Don't Starve,
game after
Don't
game at the
Starve
moment.
Together for lonely folk like myself. And last year at the PC Gaming Show, they actually revealed their sci-fi colony sim game, Oxygen Not Included. And this year they are back, and they are back with a bang. And I am so excited to reveal their upcoming sci-fi RPG game. It is called Griffland.
Griffland. All right. Oh, Griftlands. God, I don't know what it is. I wish they would pronounce things properly, or it's my hearing.
I absolutely
That looks
love
all right.
play
It looks
games.
okay.
Can't wait the chance to try Grifflands. Now, this next title is an interesting one because I'm not someone who plays many VR games, but I got a chance to check this one out several months ago, and I was immediately hooked, so I can't wait to talk about it with the creative director from Ready at Dawn. It's Rue Virasuria to talk about Lone Echo. Welcome,
Hey,
Rue.
Sean. Thank you
It's good
for
to
having
have
me.
you here. Now, Rue.
Yeah.
I've gotten the chance to play Lone Echo, but a lot of people here maybe haven't seen it or heard of it. Just walk us through what is the game.
So the game, the Lone Echo, is a single-player experience in VR where you play a cybernetic AI on a mining station in the rings of Saturn, and basically in the game you're allowed to move in zero-G freely. You can interact with everything inside the environment, and also you'll see that you have an NPC that you can interact with. You can use your hands basically to go everywhere you need to go.
This was the thing that was so amazing for me. You stand still, and then you use your arms to grab onto objects in the environment, to push and pull yourself around, and it was really amazing to move that way. I've never seen this before.
Exactly. I mean, that's basically where the genesis of the project was. We built the mechanic to build the game. So the mechanic was this idea that came from watching, ISS space station astronauts, moving around, and we just basically made this motion that allows you to navigate using your hands just like you would use your legs.
So it's been a few months since I got the chance to play. What's been happening in terms of the single player? Here you got some fancy new voice actors lined up.
Yeah, we did actually. When we wrote the story for it, we actually had an actor in mind, somebody that a lot of people out there know, Troy Baker, and Troy decided to take on the role for the AI.
And of course, another thing that we get the chance to talk about is the multiplayer component to Lone Echo called Echo Arena Rue. How does this game work?
Basically, it's a futuristic VR sport where you play, 10 people play in 2 different teams to get a disc inside each other's goals.
Now, you might be a little bit confused as to how exactly that works, but don't worry. We're going to take an even closer look at what the gameplay is like for Echo Arena.
In zero gravity, players fly faster. Passes go farther. Strikes hit harder. Stakes get higher. And victory tastes sweeter. This is Zero G in the Echo Arena.
Okay, that looks like a lot of fun.
Jack, are you seeing?
Oh wow.
Jack, cut the panel. That's it. Jack!
So hang on a minute, are they the same game? Like, you got the... I don't understand.
We are up here with Echo Arena in action as some of the Ready at Dawn developers
So hang on, if you're floating around Saturn trying to mine things and repair your ship, do you go inside to play
it's awesome
games?
To have you. But listen,
I'm not sure how that
I
works.
wanted you to tell me a little bit more about the Grand Slam event.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Blitzball in space, that's a good description.
So tennis, golf, rugby, they have the Grand Slam. Now we have it at esports. So with Intel, ESI, and DreamHack, we now have our Grand Slam, which is really exciting.
That's awesome. That's exciting. So I'd like to know a little bit more about Intel's
Is that the
involvement
1886 guy? What's look at these guys. This is what I mean about esports with VR. Look, it just can't. Honestly, people will just be laughing at that rather than looking at them going, "Oh yeah, get in there, man." It just looks like they're really badly dancing.
And i9.
That's amazing. So I was really excited to hear about your announcement earlier.
Yeah, Ready at Dawn, Intel, and Oculus, we announced that Intel is sponsoring a free release of Echo Arena to all Oculus Rift users when it launches on July 20th for a limited time. And this is because we want as many users as possible on this system. We want to ensure that everyone, including these guys behind us, the gamers behind us as you see, that they try and experience the future of VR and esports.
So speaking of esports, I would really love to hear more about Intel's involvement with esports.
Intel has a long history as a leader in esports. We worked with companies like ESL for the Intel Extreme Masters. And we're excited about...
Oh, the Order 1886. Oh, I see. I still enjoyed that game. I know it's much more like watching a game than it was playing one, but I still enjoyed it.
It kicks off in July, and it features Echo Arena and the Unspoken. And it gives esports enthusiasts the opportunity to compete in VR at key upcoming events, with the finals happening in Poland in 2018 at the Intel Extreme Masters.
Okay, well that sounds kind of awesome.
This time he's not promising the moon, Nolan Amos, he's promising you the rings of
It's
Saturn.
going to be coming out July 20th, and you can pre-order it right now, and Rift owners can actually try the open beta on June 23rd. So back to you, Sean.
Thank you, Sonia. And once again, I got the chance to play Lone Echo, and I want to stress, you just have to play it. The single-player experience is especially mind-blowing. So once again, that's Lone Echo. Our next guest announced a game 2 years ago under the title Project Blue Streak, and we now know it as Lawbreakers. Here to talk about not just gameplay, but cold, hard dates is the CEO of Boss Key Productions himself, Cliff Blazinski. Welcome to the stage.
Thanks for having me, man.
Now, Cliff, I know that you guys in the past have been doing a lot of alphas
this
and betas.
looks
How'd those
really
go?
good.
They've been going well. The alpha, it was all right, and then the first beta was good. The second beta was great. We're doing our final closed beta June 28th. If you have a key, sign on to Steam, download the latest update, and then we're doing our Rise Up event, which is a full open beta June 30th. Hop online, play the game, let us know what you think.
And I gotta ask what it has been like to have people play the game, to give feedback in those betas. How has that shaped the experience?
Well, a lot of developers and publishers, they do these kind of bullshit marketing betas where they're like, oh, it's our beta and the game's out next week. I'm like, that's not really the case. You're not going to be able to fix anything. So for our game, we found that the Romer's shotgun was way too spammy. Overcharge wasn't that exciting, so we sped that up a little bit, and we sped up the characters. We took actual feedback, and we're integrating it into the game.
And these are more than just balance changes. I imagine that speeding up the pace of things creates a pretty different balance dynamic across the board.
Yeah, I mean, you change one thing, it's the butterfly effect. It affects everything else. And is the game going to be balanced on launch? No. That's why we need people's feedback. Play the game, see what characters are overpowered, underpowered, and then we'll introduce new characters and reshuffle the deck.
If you haven't seen the trailer for this game, though, please go check it out.
Cliff, tell us when it's out.
Can I get a drum roll?
Release date is...
Go. Do a thing.
So the game is finally dropping on August 8th on PC and PlayStation 4.
Oh, that's soon.
$29.99. None of that $60 multiplayer only bullshit.
He just said a bad word.
And if you didn't see it online, Cliff took a bow. Yes, $29.99.
Curtsy.
$29.99.
Got the chance to see the
That's
game
worth checking out.
Throughout the recent PC gaming shows. Let's take a look at some people who got the opportunity to play Lawbreakers, and we'll have them speak for themselves.
Oh, the speed of this game is intense.
1,000 decisions a minute. This is hardcore PvP.
Your instincts take over. It's primal.
It's exhilarating. Full frontal f***ery. A million miles an hour.
Literally from every angle.
I was shaking after the matches ended. It was like a high.
One of the fastest games that I've ever played.
Are you ready for another one? I'm like, I just need a minute, man. I'm shaking. I'm shaking over here.
I think the thing people are going to find in this game the most enjoyable is simply how difficult it is.
There's a pretty impressive skill gap. You can't just sit down and dominate within an hour or two.
Practical skill required. Precision aiming, the ridiculously fast movement.
Mechanically, it requires a lot of aim, a lot of vision and game sense. It's a Twitch
Oh, that's me done for then.
The action's going to press you, and if you don't keep on top of it, you're just going to get blown off the map.
I think team comp is definitely a huge thing for this game.
As we're flying around in zero gravity, it's kind of a new situation for us. How do you keep up with your tank and protect them and heal them, also protect your healer and peel off them while DPS is still being affected and they're being supported? It gets crazy very quickly.
The gravity is the biggest thing because that adds so much verticality, and you combine the different movement systems of each character.
That's what I like about it.
And some characters have dashes. This gets really wild and insane.
You can use your, like that. You just so you could use your weapon to propel you through
an attack point.
The anti-gravity. It's just
I am
really clever.
literally under the map, saving myself from a grappling hook, whipping myself into the air, shooting at
Come on, man,
anyone
that looks.
below.
If anyone doesn't think that looks awesome,
Possible corner. People are going to fly you with jetpacks. They're going to fly at you with double swords. You're going to have
someone that could just jet up in the sky, and all of a sudden now you have to worry about getting up there.
There's some abilities that I just haven't seen before.
Medic role is actually phenomenal. Well, it's battle medic, they call it. So it's not one of those medics where you have to sit back. It's not even a thankless role anymore because I'm out there slaying, killing with the rest of my team while keeping them alive.
Wraith's got a really good one. The slide and then the jump into 0G, that's great. Getting through the map that fast is ridiculously fun.
I've been using the Vanguard to drift off the side, so I've been coming up behind the enemy. It took 3-4 rounds before they caught on.
With the gunslinger, he's a very precision character, so just spinning around and popping someone in the head real quick, it feels great. The game is just aggressive all the time.
And this game gives you so much variety of motion.
I never felt more tested.
It makes you think in a completely different way.
The fastest speed I've ever seen in my life. Crazy when you're playing it.
well, it looks pretty good, but I'm finished. I think as soon as I boot the game up, I'll be dead.
Just as a reminder, that Ballin' Intel PC is still up for grabs. Don't miss out if you forgot. This bad boy is running an i7 7700K processors, a lot of 7s in there, and an NVIDIA GTX.
Hello, Desert Fox.
It's worth more than
Welcome to the stream.
You do not want to miss out.
Looks fast and
Head over
confusing.
to
I know, really does.
PCGamingShow.com/giveaway and put in your information. I think it could run Crysis at max settings. What do you think, Sean?
I think it can, Sonya, and I also think that it can run our next title. I am a master of transition. Our next game is from Chucklefish, the wonderful folks who helped bring you Stardew Valley and Starbound. Let's take a look at their upcoming game, Wargroove.
Wargroove. Really? Chucklefish, great name. Just imagine the anger. Oh God, yeah, I would probably throw the controller through the screen. Take care, Harry. You mean you don't want to stay to watch more Wargroove? It's a game that seems to belong on a phone. Turn-based strategy game. Yeah. Looks like a Game Boy game. Yeah, I know what you mean. It doesn't look like it's a game that will go on anything larger than a phone or a tablet, really.
Today, we're not just going to get a chance to talk about the game, but we will be seeing the editor in action, a live demo on stage. I'm joined by Jay, Bayless, and Doris.
A live demo. If you're going to pick a live demo, why would you pick this game?
Welcome. It's so great to have you.
Thanks.
Well, I want to say right away, the gameplay reminded me quite a bit of Fire Emblem and Advance Wars.
Yeah, Fire Emblem and Advance Wars are definitely kind of inspirations of ours, you know.
Sick of this sort of game. Been there, done that when it was new. Looks like it should be on the DS, Gary says. Looks like a Game Boy game from Lauren. Yeah, these do look.
But yeah, we've got a lot of unique kind of gameplay mechanics. We're bringing it into the modern age.
I'm waiting until they drop the moment and it looks like Skyrim.
Kind of content creation as well.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we're going to get the chance to look at today. Doris, who's operating the PC right now, tell us what it is.
Stick to Final Fantasy, Althoff. So yep, don't blame you.
What we're looking at today is the world map of Wargroove, and this is our campaign editor. So these are the tools we use in-house to create Wargroove campaigns, and we're shipping them with the game so players can create their own scenarios. So I've been pressing
So there you go, Artie. When you said anyone could make this on RPG Maker for free, I think we're seeing the demonstration of it right here.
One of the things you wanted to talk about was the branching path element.
Yeah, so you can have branching path, obviously.
Oh, it's honestly that's a really weird choice for a showcase.
Can have conditions.
There've been some much better games I would have thought I want to zoom in and have a look at than this one.
You through harder paths in your campaign.
Or you could have a secret path that triggers based on some event in the mission.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let's hop into one of the missions and get that.
No, I agree, Lenemus. I was having this conversation with a friend the other day, not being a fan of the retro styles of games. I know it's got a big following, and no disrespect to those that enjoy it. But I played these games when they were the only games you could play, and at the time you're like, wow, God, it can't get much better than this. This is amazing. And now look what we get to play. I don't want to go back to play that. It feels like, you know, we've moved on from this sort of style of game. There are those that sometimes sort of capture you somehow. But if it's just a rehash of something that we've already lived through and already, as gamers, experienced, well, I wouldn't want to spend good money on it, to be honest.
The queen, but your lost condition is the king.
Yeah, and other tools include you can drop down buildings right now. We've dropped in some HQs.
Unless it's something like, you know, you've got half an hour on the train on the way to work or on a bus,
But on top
then
of
maybe.
like, kind of simple and easy to use tools, we've also got more advanced tools. So you can use this zone tool right here, and you can highlight an area and assign like a scripted encounter or sequence to that.
Okay, so, you know, if I step into that forest, someone can pop out and attack me.
Yeah, you could have bandits jump out and attack you from the woods. And the really cool thing about that is that that actually ties back into the campaign map we saw earlier. So maybe that will trigger a condition. Maybe after encountering those bandits, your story takes a different turn and you decide to go into the forest and fight more of them, and so on.
Now, Doris, what is the
Well, she's very quick at creating this thing, isn't she?
So
Fascinating.
It's very simple, like as simple as sharing the map actually. So you can just share your map, and if you want more content, just go online and download map, and everything in just one click, basically.
And there it is. So let me actually take a step over to this timer here. It has been 3 minutes, and we have gotten a chance.
I guess that's one way of putting it, Lenamus. We've got all this great technology. Why make something that looks like ass? Sorry, not sorry.
Thank you both
Brilliant.
so much for coming out to
So
talk
funny.
about this game today. Cheers, guys,
Thanks
and
very
thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Wow. It's not gone down well in the comments on this video, that's for sure. Come on. Come on. We were waiting for the big build-up. There was the crescendo to this show. How long have they been live for now, anyway? 1 hour 10. The PC Gaming Show has got a habit of going on for a very long time. Now, I seem to remember about half an hour ago,
Next game that we get the opportunity to talk
he
about
seemed to suggest they weren't even halfway through, so...
Shadow of Mordor. It's Middle-earth Shadow of War that has
Oh,
an
here we go.
officially announced release date. Guys, it's October 10th. Here to talk to me about it is Michael DePlater, the Vice President of Creative at Monolith. What is up, Michael?
Hey, thank you
Awesome.
very much.
This was one of the highlights last night.
Hell yeah. Well, the chair is a nice break from all that grueling standing.
Yeah.
And it gives us to do one
With
of the most
Bruce,
iconic things in PC
Bruce the
gaming,
Australian.
his posture.
That was hilarious.
Thank you. Now, we've heard about the October 10th release date. What are some of the things that have been changing and building upon Shadow of Mordor in terms of Shadow of War?
I think what we've tried really hard to do, although it seems pretty obvious, is take the things that were good that worked in the first game, so our combat and the Nemesis system and this world that we'd created, and to build on that, but also to take the lessons we learned in the first game and really improve those. So really make this into a truly epic fantasy that's...
I love the look of this. It seems like they lifted the whole mood of the game. Graphically looks fantastic as well.
Story and the characters as well.
I mean,
Hello,
we've been
Space Jams.
talking all throughout about how important story is in Shadow of War. What does that mean in terms of the work that you're doing?
It means paying off the epic scale, so having these titanic full-scale battles. It means the stakes of the story, so we're facing the most iconic and powerful villains, you know, Sauron and the Witch King and the Nazgul. And it means having these incredibly memorable and personal characters, so allies and enemies that you're working with.
And in terms of E3, what are the types of things that you're showcasing here that people can see?
Oh, the reason we're really excited for E3 is two things. People being able to get their hands on the game and play it. And also that we're going to be giving demos of the game, but because of the Nemesis system, every single demo we give, we have no idea what's going to happen.
That's awesome.
We don't know which orcs or which characters are going to turn up, which stories are going to happen. So every single time people go and see the demo, they're going to see something new, and so are we. And because of that, we really wanted to share that, not just at E3, but for anyone who wants to tune in and watch those demos as well.
Yeah, and of course you see all the information for how to watch those online throughout the entire duration of E3. I know that in a moment we're going to get a chance to delve a little bit more into those story bits with a unique cinematic based on one of the characters that was in the trailer. Can you introduce her?
Oh, does that mean we're going to see a little bit more footage? This would be cool.
She's one of the new characters we're introducing into the world and into our story, Altariel. She's the Blade of Galadriel. So she's essentially an assassin that's been sent to Mordor to hunt down the Nazgul and to hunt down anyone corrupted by a ring of power. And you, as Talion, are running around Mordor wielding a ring of power. So there's some interesting tension in that relationship with her. But she's this awesome character, and as well as that, she gets her own fully playable campaign in our first major story DLC as well, which is the Blade of Galadriel.
Well, before we hop into that, I just want to say, Michael, thanks so much for coming on to talk
Did he try to say he created the Lord of the Rings, Artie?
We talked about
If he did,
how important story
then he
is
should go
to
hang his
Shadow
head
of
in
War.
heavy
So
shame.
Let's take a little bit of a look at 2 minutes of the cinematic, Altariel meeting Talion.
Oh, let's look at this. Oh, right, I will not talk.
So it is true.
You killed me.
And yet you live. What is that like? To die and live again? Do you feel pain? Do you suffer?
What of the city? Of the Palantir?
The Nazgul have taken both. They belong to the Dark Lord now.
Then I have failed.
What if you keep fighting?
He wields the light of Galadriel. You can recover the ring.
Your rings are the cause of all this, Elf Lord.
You can see him.
I see him.
Who are you?
I'm the Blade of Galadriel.
Since when does Galadriel work with assassins?
Great threats make for unlikely alliances. You know this better than most. Now tell me more about this ring.
We crafted it to defeat Sauron. But it was lost.
The Nazgul will be drawn to the power of the ring.
We cannot let it fall into Sauron's hands. The light of Galadriel, give it to us!
Stay your hand! My light will protect us, but it will not leave my side.
We must move quickly.
Try to keep up.
Wow, that was great.
Shadow of War.
I do want to see gameplay too, Andrew. Yeah, you're right, but that'll do for now. That was awesome.
And I'm pleased to say we have one final game to announce. It's from Microsoft, and I'm not even allowed to say the name yet. So joining me to talk about said unnamed game is a creative director from Microsoft Studios, Adam Eisgreen. Welcome, Adam.
Thank you so much.
All right, this must be the big news.
Pleasure here. Now, Adam, I understand that you've been in games for a long time.
I have. I am coming up on my 25th year making video games. So yes, you can actually make a career out of being in games. And you know, I got my start in the DOS days. Remember DOS?
Like, oh yeah, dude, I played Zork all day.
So I got my start in the DOS days doing role-playing games, D&D games. But I spent a heck of a lot of time making real-time strategy games. I was at Westwood Studios for years, working on the Command & Conquer series.
Ooh.
Earth and Beyond, a whole bunch of great games there. Petroglyph, Universe of War, Empire at War. So a lot of history on PC, and I'm excited to get back to it.
Well, I understand that this title is an homage to those roots, and I'm still not going to tell you what it is, but I know you're curious, so let's head right in to this world-exclusive trailer.
Age of Empires. Okay. Yeah, I did play it actually. I think I played the Mythology, Age of Mythology, which was really, really good. Age of Empires Definitive Edition, great. Well, it's it's a remastered version, but does a remastered game, does that win? No, it doesn't. There is a beta though available right now.
Adam. Age of Empires was the first game I ever saved up my allowance to play as a kid. I'd weed my grandma's garden all day. She'd give me like $2, and I still stayed dedicated. Tell me about Age of Empires, man.
Man, you know, nobody has been able to play this game except if they found the CD-ROMs for the last 20 years.
And what's a
All right, Asbo, welcome to the stream.
It's like, who even has a drive?
Time to hang yourself. Oh, Andrea, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm with you there, Lauren. Don't do it.
And our development partner at Forgotten Empires to bring back Age of Empires in such a wonderful, definitive edition so everyone can experience it.
I want to talk about all the stuff we saw in the trailer start to finish. Talk to me about the graphics. Those sprites are gorgeous.
We have redone every single asset in the original Age of Empires. Every animation, every tile set, everything that made Age of Empires great, we have carefully and lovingly taken and made even better and better.
Because I remember just watching the sprites move around in the original game. It was very blocky and stuttery.
16 facings now, so those fonts don't jitter, you know. Ton of work has gone into making the game and the presentation amazing.
What about audio?
Oh, yeah. So we've re-orchestrated and re-recorded the entire soundtrack to the game using an
Age of Empires Remastered goes nicely with the Xbox One X.
Wonderful. People at studios are constantly
X out of X.
To get the soundtrack already.
Also X.
Now, I have to ask, there were some aspects to the gameplay back then that were a little janky. Have there been any updates?
It's got to be played on PC though, this kind of game, hasn't it? I mean, they've tried so desperately,
which is of course always a big thing in RTS games,
to bring RTS to console. They don't work.
UI. A lot of people forget that original Age didn't even have an idle villagers button. So all of that stuff, attack, move, all of those things that people have come to expect.
Control
in RTS,
groups?
Yes. Control groups.
1A.
Yep. So
that's all right, Asbo. We're just glad to have you here now.
Game now. So we've taken all of the learnings from the Age games that followed and brought it up to those standards.
And you know, speaking of modernization, I saw that it said Xbox Live Multiplayer, which, as you may or may not know, that is the online matchmaking service that Microsoft uses for PC games. I mean, how are you utilizing that?
Oh, well, we've completely redone how lobbies work and how games and matching works. You know, we have our friend system, of course, that's built into Xbox Live. So players should have a really amazing experience. We also have a web portal, so they can go and track progress and see their results against all the other players. So it should be a really wonderful experience to play.
And what about the beta that we saw at the end of that video?
Yes, so the game will be out later this year, but you can go right now to ageofempires.com and sign up for our multiplayer beta. You know, RTS games are really, you know, our multiplayer is so important. And we want to make sure that this definitive edition of Age is the absolute best we can make it.
Right.
So, you know, multiplayer, please come, sign, play with us, make the game great.
You asked me before we hopped on that you wanted to say one more special bit, a little bit of a tease. We understand that it's the 20th anniversary of Age of Empires. What is it you wanted to say?
So, yes, Age of Empires, the whole franchise will be it's hitting its 20 mark October of this year. You know, and this is the start, here at E3 with you, is the start of the celebration of 20 years of Age of Empires. And that party is going to roll. We're going to continue that. So you're going to hear from us again in Cologne, Germany at Gamescom in August. And we're going to be having a really wonderful Age of Empires event there and talking a whole bunch about, I think, stuff that you're going to want to hear.
I think I'm going to want to hear it.
Yes.
You tease. Well, what I just say, Adam, thank you so much for coming out.
He couldn't have sounded less sincere if he tried. That was ridiculous.
And with that, our slew of announcements comes to an end. Before we depart, let's head back up to the mezzanine with Sonia for one last hello.
Thank you, Sean. I had an amazing time being a part of some awesome game reveals and kicking it with you guys today. If you want any more information on any of the games that you saw today, go to PCGamer.com. If you want to hang out with me and check me out on the internet at OMG, it's
check you out on the internet.
Everywhere. I had a blast.
Bit of an open invitation to delve into your personal life there, isn't it?
Thank you so much, Sonia. I gotta say, it was a blast. I hope you had a great time. Thank you all so much for coming out, all of you who braved LA traffic to be here in the morning, all of you who tuned in online, thanks to our sponsors, Intel, Microsoft.
Can we just see the Wolfenstein trailer again? Hey, Andrew, I'm with you there.
For help making this event possible.
So yeah, I'm beginning to feel a similar sort of buzz from all of you guys. Munkonge Muma, welcome to the stream, by the way, but where is Borderlands 3? Hey, we can only hope. Listen, don't forget, we've got Sony coming up. Early hours this morning for me, 2 o'clock in the morning, but in an hour's time, is it an hour and a half? Just over an hour. We have Ubisoft.
That were announced in the last week that you're pumped for. From all the folks at PC Gamer and from me.
So yeah, I think, you know, it's a good way of putting it. I think, Epiphany, you're slightly underwhelmed. I'm too, by this conference, but there have been some exceptions. Really good to see some Shadow of Mordor footage again, even though we already knew about that game. There's a couple of highlights in there that were quite nice. We'll just recap through what we saw, if I can, without that terrible music. He just wants to go off to sleep, doesn't he, that fella? You're sorry for anyone who actually drove to that. The end was disappointing. Yeah, that wasn't the best way to end it, was it? So we had XCOM 2, The War of the Chosen. That's the new expansion. That looked pretty good. Ooblets was the Animal Crossing style cartoony game. Not having any of that. Battletech, turn-based mech suit strategy game. Okay, didn't look too bad. Mount and Blade 2. I know that got a lot of interest from you guys. I haven't played Mount and Blade, so I just would like to see a bit more about that. Total War Warhammer 2 did look pretty incredible, actually. Graphically, looks stunning. There was that guy with ridiculously horny helmet. Goes two ways, that one. Shadowverse expansion was it's a card game. I didn't know much about it, called Wonderland Dreams. Okay, Destiny 2 was announced coming to PC. We didn't see any footage though. A bit disappointing. Echo Arena, they told us all about. I'll come back to that later, but there was a whole section on Intel and esports, i9, Intel's i9 processor, all cool, but you know, that was just a lot of hardware talk. OMG, it's Firefox. It's 3D top-down platformer kind of game. That looked all right, but again, very cartoony, not my kind of thing. A whole load of upgrades and updates for Battlegrounds, for PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. That was really, really interesting to see. So I know it sounds simple, doesn't it? Remember, this is in early alpha stages, so of course things like climbing on cars and walls and roofs, jumping through windows, new weather system, a brand new gun, and the fact they're allowing mods. There's 2 new maps coming, one based in the desert, one which they suggested would seem to be based around some kind of Arctic area, so snowy. These are all good. They're upgrading the servers as well. They're going to add free cam mode so that if you're recording gameplay, you can edit it and make it a little bit more cinematic for your viewers. That was pretty cool for me. Really, really was interested in that because it's a game that I do enjoy, even though I'm terrible at it. I really do enjoy it. Killing Floor 2 Incursion Summer Sideshow. That looked hilarious, so I'm going to be checking that out. And remember, Killing Floor 2 is free on PS4 this month. It's free on PlayStation Plus, so please go claim it. Go add it to your library. Microsoft, they came on and showed us again Forza 7, also good to look at, and Sea of Thieves. They really are plugging that this year. Don't know why. It's not my kind of game, but it looked good. I have to say, it looked good. You know, visually. I don't know if I'll play it. I don't think I will. The last night they showed us a lot more about that. We had some talk on stage about it. That's the pixel art one, inspired by like a Blade Runner style game, real-time puzzle. They sort of explained a little bit more about the gameplay. The characters are like idealists, fundamentalists. I don't quite understand. Islands came out, or they showed us a bit more about it, although it's spelt Y lands. It's the Y apparently stands for your lands. It's a survival game, open world sandbox. Looked like a really good building crafting system. Again, another try to beat Minecraft game. It might well do that. It looked good. They were going to allow a lot of community support for it. There was a world editor, so yeah, it looked really good rather than just random seed spawning, that kind of thing. Griftlands was sorry if I spat on you there. Griftlands was another one. Sci-fi cartoon style RPG game. I'm not quite sure what to think of that. It looked interesting. Very, very sort of cartoon graphic effect. Actually, it almost looked hand drawn. It was kind of interesting. Glyn, I know you were excited about that. So back to what I mentioned earlier, I would come back to Echo Arena and Lone Echo. I'm not sure. They're both VR games. I'm not sure whether they're part of the same game or not. So this was the one where you're floating around the belts of Saturn, fixing your ship, I said, and mining, maybe. But also when you're done with that, you can go and play this 0G version of Blitzball, maybe inside the ship. I don't know. There's some very strange things going on there. I'd like to hear a bit more about whether they're part of the same game or just two separate things. I don't know. But anyway, it's because they both had the name Echo in them. I figured they were the same sort of things. What else we got? Lawbreakers. That looked good. It's a huge, fast-paced shooter. Open access is going to be available on June the 30th. June the 30th. So if you're interested in trying it out, then go for the open access on that day. It releases on August the 8th for $29.99. They announced the price too, and it is a PS4 game as well as PC. That should be interesting. Wargroove, a turn-based pixel game. Whatever. But for me, one of the best things about the show to see was something we already knew about. Was actually Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War. We saw a cinematic there with the Blade of Galadriel. Is that so? She works for Galadriel. That wasn't actually Galadriel, was it? Whoever she was very interesting. That's going to be out on October the 10th. We already found that out yesterday, anyway. But that looked good. And their big crescendo, their big build-up, was the RTS game Age of Empires, much loved by many in the past, is going to be remastered and brought back to us for more money again. Well, I'm sorry to end the show on a bit of a anticlimax, but it's not my fault, it's entirely theirs. Guys, thank you all so much for being with me tonight. We're going to be back in an hour's time for the Ubisoft live presentation, so please come back. There should be some awesome stuff in there. Even if we just get to see more of the Assassin's Creed Origins game, I'll be happy with that. I better turn off the stream here.
That the sun is going to shine tomorrow.
No, I haven't left the gas.
Oh, I can't actually get rid of the advert, so I'm just going to have to talk over the top of it instead. So please do come back and join me for that. Thank you everybody for being here and watching this with me. That was really interesting. They looked like some great games. I can feel a wave of disappointment coming from all of you, but don't worry, the E3 event is not over. We got what I believe to be the best two shows waiting in the wings: Ubisoft and Sony tonight. First of all at 9 o'clock Ubisoft, Sony again at 2 in the morning. I'll be here for both of those. What state I'll be in, I couldn't begin to imagine. I'm already knackered after doing round the clocks on this event so far. See you soon. Take care, guys. Thanks once again, and good night to you all.